Hi everyone! Today we will hear some dirty little secrets. I hope you're sitting comfortably, or you prefer standing up while I'm accompanying you. That's great. I won't tell anyone. Anyway, let's go! The MAXD confesses. I once had 2 girlfriends, one in my city and another one that moved away. The girlfriend that moved away and I were in a long-distance relationship. I prevented the girl I had that lived with me at the time from knowing by telling her that the other girlfriend was my stepsister because my parents divorced and my mother got remarried and had children. It lasted for around half a year. It ended when the girlfriend that lived in another city came to visit for a surprise birthday party organized by my actual girlfriend. My actual girlfriend looked on my phone, copied the number on her phone, and organized that my half-sister would come to my city for my birthday. It turns out that my long-distance girlfriend thought my actual girlfriend was my sister because a few months ago she noticed, I have no idea how, and asked. During the party, one girlfriend got me a necklace that clearly declared her love for me, while the other girlfriend did the exact same but with a ring. Unsurprisingly, they both found out about it when I opened their presents. They obviously both broke up upon knowing this. I feel like this makes me a bad person. Indeed. Deathlink Blow confesses. I was hit by a car when I was 16 and my parents don't know about it. Sotis6 confesses. I just don't really care about my family. Or maybe I do? I genuinely don't know how I feel about anything or how to interpret other people's feelings. I'm also a teacher somehow with all this. Oh, make it generic confesses. My paternal granddad, mom's father, met my step-grandma when I was born. My mom hadn't spoken to my granddad in 15 years, as one day when she was little, he decided to walk out. No story, no excuse, just packed a suitcase and left. She only started speaking to him again when I was born, because my dad convinced her he had a right to meet his first ever grandchild. They made up and I ended up with an extended family as my step-grandma already had 3 daughters on her own, who all now have children. Now, when I would go around, I would call my step-grandma just grandma. She'd been there all my life and I never thought differently. When I was 14 and my aunties all had kids, I realized most pictures were of her biological grandchildren. There was 2 of me and my sister, as opposed to hundreds of her biological grandchildren. Calendars with only their faces on, photo shoots of all the grandchildren with just those lot, none including me and my sister. I never brought it up in case it upset my mom or my granddad, as he loved us all equally, but I felt my grandma preferred her own. They were always taken on day trips out, treated to shopping trips and amusement parks. Me and my sister got treated to a magazine each. Unfortunately, my granddad passed away in 2011 from cancer. From the point of diagnosis to death, there was 6 months. Ever since he had passed, I don't receive granddaughter cards on my birthday or Christmas. I just receive generic happy birthday ones. She also doesn't write "Love Grandma" anymore. Just puts "Love" writes her actual name. The secret is, I do get upset, but I couldn't care less. If she doesn't see me as a granddaughter anymore, then F her if she thinks I'll call her grandma. I haven't told my mom as it would upset her. My granddad adored this lady, and my mom loves her too. My dad knows, but he gets my side completely and tells me to just grit my teeth and bear it. So I do. Your favorite F-boy says, I'm a lesbian, but I can't tell anyone because of who I am and what I do for a living. Pretty well known. I'm also in love with this girl I have known for a while, who is also gay, but I literally can't do anything about it. So I pretend to be focused on my career when people ask why I don't have a boyfriend. It's easier for them to think I'm career-driven, even though it breaks my heart. Systol17. I have spent my entire life alienating people who would likely have really cared for me by seeking approval in the form of attraction from every male I met because I grew up believing that's how you judge your worth. Tifu fake account confesses. This happened a couple of years ago, mind you. Went to a summer camp for a week where I met this girl I really liked. Lacking the courage to ask her out, I left the summer camp never doing so. A week later I decide to see if she's still volunteering at that camp by calling the camp supervisor. Apparently she's still volunteering that week, which gets my plan started. With my parents against me having a girlfriend this early, I said I was going out to see a friend with my parents' car. Drove out to the summer camp and didn't know which specific camp she was at. So, damn me, called the camp supervisor saying that I was her cousin coming to pick her up. I know, very stupid decision. I shadowed the camp supervisor who was walking to the camp to tell her someone was here to pick her up. After he leaves, I quickly talk to her and ask her for her phone number. She gives it to me with a smile and I walk away feeling accomplished. Fast forward a couple of hours and I get a call from the same number 3 times in a row. Apparently, the camp supervisor was really worried that someone was calling to pick someone up. This led him to call the police to look into it and see if there was anything malicious. I then learned that my so-called plan has just backfired in my face. My story ends with me receiving a warning from the police to never contact her again. Longest 20-minute call of my life. The officer explains how everyone in the camp was put on alert for a child criminal. The mother of the girl I liked was notified and was worried like hell. Now that I look back on it, I consider myself lucky I was in charge of something. Swedish bat whistle confesses. I make a point to say hi to small animals like squirrels and birds and help slow-moving insects like snails traveling across sidewalks so they don't get stepped on, but only when people won't see me because I'm afraid they'll make fun of me. I am in my late 30s, with a good job, family and mentally sound. I just love these little creatures. Elsewhere confesses to us. One time when I was in 1st grade, I got one of those Harry Potter books when you can build your own wand. I decided to follow the direction to make it Slytherin material, thinking it would be like an evil wand. As I finished making it, my brother walked into my room and it really pissed me off that he walked in without knocking, and so I put a pretend curse on him with it. No big deal, right? Later that night, my brother was playing outside. He was standing on the top of the slide and out of nowhere, he fell. He broke his arm trying to catch himself and he had to be taken to the emergency room. So there I was, convinced that the spell I put on him worked and that I indeed had an evil magic wand. Later that night, when everyone else was asleep, I grabbed a shovel from the garage and dug a hole in our backyard and buried that wand. To this day, I have never looked for it nor told anyone, and that is my secret. Anonymous user confesses. I won the lottery the day after my 18th birthday. I won't state how much, but I live in a state where you can claim anonymously. I haven't told anyone and haven't made any lifestyle changes. I do have a heck of a retirement fund and investment portfolio. The only reason I bring this up now is people are just starting to put the pieces together. Not sure if I will end up telling my family, but I can't risk word getting out, as my sister has a huge mouth. EMC Galvez confesses. I make brownies for my students at finals time. They think I am an awesome baker and it's some secret recipe. It's just Girandelli's boxed brownies from Costco. Kitchen Sink Man confesses. I once farted myself awake at the middle of the night and was scared to go back to sleep because I thought the fart came from a burger or something. Far Side of Forever confesses to us. Not my best kept secret, but I am possibly the fakest person I know. I can see good traits in almost anyone, and most disagreements in the day-to-day are surely not worth having. Arguments about a given nerd topping almost always end in accusation of entitlement, rose-colored glasses, bitch too much, so I don't comment on those. As a result, I can fit in with just about any group. If someone happens to come with me between group changes, they're shocked at the personality shift. Maybe it's due to a lot of traveling when I was a kid, but I am amazing at fitting in. Some days it feels very manipulative that none of these people know who I really am, or even if I know who I am. The bearded sap confesses, I've been visiting a professional dominatrix for the past 9 months. This user confesses, I've never really told anyone this, but when I was a kid my mom used to leave her douches in the shower. When I took my bath/shower, I would fill them up with water and drink out of them, thinking they were like water bottles. As I grew into a woman and learned what douching was, I realized to my horror what I had done. I live in shame now. Edit. I'm super glad I'm not the only one that has done this. I feel closer to you all somehow. I woke up to a super full inbox, and I will respond as much as I can. For those that don't know, just Google female cleansing douches and you might find what you're looking for. P.S. Thank you for the gold and pictures of dogs. It's really made my day. And on that note, we will end today's confession session. Feel free to share your secret with me in the comment section. Have a wonderful day. Bye!